and we were removing a lot of structure. So basically, the topic of my lecture today, because this one, a lot of dentists everywhere in the world are still doing this. And the message I would like to give you today is to try to stop to mutilate tooth after each root canal treatment and to use more adhesive dentistry and all the techniques you can have in order to preserve the tooth as much as possible. So why are we doing crown? We are doing crown because we want to improve the cosmetic, to change the shape of the tooth. We are doing crown because we want to do a bridge or a crown of implant. We are doing crown when we have a broken tooth. And also, very often, we are doing crown after root canal treatment to prevent the breakage of the tooth. So during many years, we were thinking it's important to do a crown after root canal treatment because we were thinking the quality of the dentin. The dentin desiccates and the tooth becomes weaker. Like the dentistry we break versus normal shape. So in fact, we know now that the quality of the dentin don't change so much after the root canal treatment. If the tooth crack after the root canal treatment, the main issue is because during the root canal treatment, you will remove a lot of tooth structure. When I came in Asia 30 years ago, it was the beginning of the data file. It was the beginning of profile paper. And I remember in this task we teach all the dentists access is everything. You need to enlarge your access cavity. You need to brush to improve your straight line access. And I remember when I was doing workshop, all the dentists were doing very small access cavity. And we were saying to them, no, it's not good, it's not good. You need to enlarge your access cavity to have a straight line access for your instrument. So in fact, now we understand that you need the right balance. You need the right balance between the two structures you will eliminate. And you need the right balance to have correct access, to locate your canal, to have a good instrumentation, and a good disinfection. So it's why during these last 10-15 years, we move more and more with what we call minimally invasive endodontic, and what we call conservative access cavity, and even ultra-conservative access cavity, where you will not even remove the pulp chamber. So in fact, in my opinion, the very small access cavity, like what we call ultra-conservative endodontic cavity, I don't like to do that because I don't feel confident with my treatment. On more, a lot of studies show that in fact, to reduce so much the access cavity will not improve so much the structure. Okay? Because in fact, when you reduce your access cavity, you preserve your dentin in the upper part here. But this upper part is not so important. Where it will be important to preserve the dentin in the cervical third of the tooth. So access is everything. Like I said to you, during many years, we teach to use the opener to penetrate the canal, to brush opposite of the furcation in order to improve your strength on access. You see, case like that, L-shaped canal. I use my opener, I flare my canal, I get my straight line access, I can manage my double curve, I can make a nice filling. But the issue with this is because I remove a lot of tooth structure in the third part of the canal. And we know that what we call the pericervical dentin, this means 4 mm above and below the bone crest. This is the most important part of the tooth you need to preserve. Not to remove tooth structure in this area if you want to avoid crack tooth. So it's why this one is the design of the endodontic we were doing now we try to do this kind of treatment. In fact, why we can do this kind of treatment now? We can do this kind of treatment because of the evolution of the product we have for our antibodies. Before, when we have the normal natal of the natal file, it was important to have the strength and access to avoid the fatigue of the instrument. And also, this instrument don't have so much flexibility that is what we have now. So the strength and access was very important. Now we are alone with thermic treatment. We have gold wire, we have blue wire. And thanks to this new technology, this new alloy, we don't need so much strength and access. So just to work, what is the difference between the blue alloy and the gold alloy? In fact, when you have the blue wire, the gold wire, we get more flexibility. You will have better resistance to the cyclic fatigue. And also, what advantage of the blue alloy, you can prevent your fight. This one can give you easier access inside the canal. But in the same time, the blue alloy, we have less resistance to the fatigue. And also, because the blue alloy is more flexible, you will get less good penetration. This one, for standard case, I like to use a system like protector universal, where the medium instruments are in gold alloy. But if I have a very curved or long canal, we prefer to use instruments only in blue alloy. Okay? And thanks to this new alloy, now we don't need anymore to make this important straight line access. The second thing, before we need the straight line access for the irrigation. Because we have needle in metal, or for the penetration of your needle in metal, you need a large access. Now we have plastic needle like the Iriflex. It's a very flexible needle, and also size 30. Even if you have a long curved canal without important strength and access, you will have the way to penetrate the canal. Last reason we wanted before to have a straight line access was for the filling. To put spreader, to put plugger inside the canal for your root canal filling. Now the same with the bioceramic. We don't need anymore this important straight line access because with the bioceramic we can do single coat technique, very easy to proceed, and very good quality. So thanks to the new technology, new alloy, better needle for irrigation, bioceramic. Now we can modulate our access techniques. We can preserve the ventil inside the tooth at the level of the pericervical ventil. The second thing we'll talk now, we see how to preserve inside the tooth. But now when you will do your preparation, you will need to try to be as much conservative as possible inside of the tooth when you will do your structure to reveal. So in fact, during many years, all the dentists have the habit to put the limit of the crown below the gum level. Why we did that? We did that for cosmetic. And we did that also to improve the retention of the crown. So before, no additive. But we know that when you place your limit below the gum level, it's a difficult operative procedure. You have the bleeding, difficult to isolate, difficult to do your impression, difficult to do digital impression. And also, it's unhealthy to put your limit below the gum level. When you will put your limit below the gum level, you see your patient after some years coming back. You will see gum inflammation. It can create cardio problems. And also, when you put your limit below the gum level, it's difficult for your patient to maintain, difficult for your patient to sleep. And it's why you see many patients coming back with crown, with recurrent cavity below the crown. So now, with the adhesive dentistry, we change this one. And when you think about adhesive dentistry, the most important thinking will be to keep your machine above the gum level. Or the post to explain that if you suspect all the time post after Lucatan treatment was not good, because in fact you make your cross weaker. The meaning of the post is just to hold your core, so you will use the post only if you need something to hold your core that you cannot do with adhesive dentistry. Okay. And if you use a post, now we prefer to use fiber post versus metal post, because the fiber posts have the same modulus of elasticity as the dentin. So you have a better display of the forces along the post on risk of breakage for the tooth. One small thing I would like to focus on is the fiber post. Many people have failure with the fiber post. If you put the fiber post, the patient comes back 2-3 years ago and you lose the crown with the fiber post. The reason of this is because all the companies, when they produce the system of fiber post, they think about fiber post like a metal post. But here the cementation is different. Here you use a resin-based cement. If you use a resin-based cement, you need to have some thickness for your cement, at least 0.1 to 120 microns. So if you create a post base and your fiber post is very narrow and you have no space for your cement, your post will be not strong. It's why it's good when you use fiber post to use one drill bigger. If you want to put the fiber post 1.2, maybe you will drill 1.4. Or if you use 1.2 drill, when you finish your drilling, you need to brush a little bit your tool for your fiber post to be losing inside the canal and to have enough thickness for the cement. So we will see now what are your different choices for the restoration of the tooth after root canal treatment, linked to the quantity of tooth structure you still have. So if you have a tooth who still have just class 1 for the access cavity, or you just lose one marginal ridge, all your wall of dentin here are more than 2 millimeters. If you have a case like that, you can do direct restoration. So case like that, you see, only class 1. And if I use only one ridge, all this case, I can do direct restoration. As soon as I lose 2 marginal ridge, or as soon as my wall here, axial wall are less than 2 millimeters, I will need to cover and do indirect restoration. So case like this one, you see I just lose 1 marginal ridge, all my walls are over 2 millimeters. Here I can proceed after my endodontics only with a direct restoration. Sorry. Situation number 2. Oh, sorry. Situation number 2. I lose 2 marginal ridge, or my walls are less than 2 millimeters. 2 millimeters always when we do the tooth after root canal treatment. This is the number you need to keep in mind. Minus 2 millimeters you need to cover. More than 2 millimeters you can keep your wall. Okay. So if I have a situation like this one, here I will need to proceed with the onlay or overlay. Okay, so some definition. Only you will use this term when you will cover only 1 or 2 spines, but not the full surface. Overlay, you will use this term when you cover the full surface. So we call overlay or occlusal veneer. We can also call crown lay when we put the limit a little bit lower. So you see, this is the overlay. So overlay, you see in this case, all these walls are less than 2 millimeters. So I will cover all my walls and we will use all these walls at least 2 millimeters for my IMAX. And I will proceed to cement my IMAX restoration, my overlay. Okay, and you see crown lay is roughly the same, except I put my limit a little bit lower. Okay. Veneer lay will be exactly the same. Veneer lay will do for the premolar if we need cosmetic for what material we will use? When we will do inlay, onlay, overlay, I prefer to use the IMAX, not the zirconia, because as you know, with the IMAX, we can use porcelain HCI, and we can do a good bonding of the material. Okay. And we know that if you use the IMAX with a thickness at least of 1.5 millimeter to 2 millimeter, you have a resistance to breakage which is quite the same that if you use a metal restoration. You can use also some hybrid material. This is a resin material. I like this one because they are more resilient. You have short absorbing, good pleasant bite feeling for the patient. So these materials are very good, but they are much less cosmetic than the IMAX. So it's good to use this material only for molar. If you have an example, the patient who grind a lot, it's good to use this material. On one advantage of this, it's easier to repair this material. So now we see the build-up, and we see the preparation for the onlay and the overlay. So which material do you use to build up? After you look at that treatment, you can use amalgam, glace monomer, normal composite, pure composite, or dual pure composite. In fact, you have different studies. Most of the studies agree that the easiest best present material for you to do your core research will be to use a dual pure material. Dual pure material, in my practice, I like to use paracord. The benefit of paracord, you can use the same product for both cementation to do your core buildup on the same material to do your cementation. Like that, you have what we call a monoblock restoration. So only one material to do the three steps. You can use a slow setting if you do both cementation or flat cementation, and you can use normal setting if you do both. So when you use this kind of material, you have three steps: primer, bonding, and on this that you mix together is a dual pure also for the bonding, on your paracord material that you will use for your bonding. So it's very easy because your primer, you just apply some air. After you use your bonding, just light air, and you apply your dual pure material. Okay. So in fact, I like this material. It's not a new material, it's on the market for more than 15 years. But this is a very reliable material. So now we talk about the way to do the preparation. So here, what is interesting, what you need to see, in fact, when you do a crown, you adapt your tooth to the crown. When you do a crown, you don't see. You just take your burr and you turn around the tooth. Always the same. And the opposite. When you will do a preparation for onlay, here you need to think. Because you need to adapt your preparation. You need to adapt your feeling to the tooth that is it, to preserve the tooth as much. So each preparation is different. Each case is different. In each case you need to think what will be the design of your preparation. So for example, just like this one, you see here this wall less than 2 millimeters. This wall less than 2 millimeters, this wall less than 2 millimeters, I will need to cover all this one. Here I have more than 2 millimeters, no need to cover, I can keep like this. Okay. So I cover my wall, and I cement my wall. So here I repeat a little bit the sentence I gave you previously. The secret of adhesive dentistry is to keep your margin above the gum level. Or, very important, if you have a deep cavity on the limit of your cavity was below the gum level, before to do your inlay or onlay preparation, you will need to raise your margin. This is what we call the deep margin elevation. It was described by Dr. Mike in 2012. In fact, it's a tried before in 1997 under the name cervical margin relocation. So, this is, I would say, easy is not easy. It's been always when you lecture about this, it looks very easy, but practically it's not so easy, quite technique sensitive. If you want to do it good, you need to have a good isolation of your tooth to be successful. If you try to do this technique, deep margin elevation, but you are in not a good condition, not a good isolation, you will have failure. So it's work well, but it works well if you do it good. Okay. So the step by step will be very simple. When you access to your margin, you will prime or you will etch. After you put your bonding, and after you put your restorative material, can be a flowable composite or can be a material like paracord. Something very important. If you try to do your deep margin elevation and you use a normal matrix, you will be never successful. It means if you use a big matrix like this one, like the matrix you use to restore the contact point, you will always get some gap in the cervical area. So it's why here, if you want to do deep margin elevation, you need to take your matrix and to cut your matrix to keep only 3 millimeters. When you will take this matrix, you will put in cervical, you will tap your matrix, and you will get good results. You have some company like Garrison who have special matrix dedicated for the deep margin elevation. Like that, you don't need to cut. You have your matrix with a perfect shape to do your deep margin elevation. So you see, when I put my matrix here, I don't need weight, I don't think about my contact point, I just create a wall to hold my material to raise my margin. So after I put my matrix, I like to use a burr to clean again all the wall. And when everything is clean, I apply my composite to raise my margin. Okay. So after you raise the margin, if you want to do indirect restoration, you just leave it like that, and you finish to prepare your tooth, and you will do your impression. But you can do also this technique if you want to do direct restoration. So here you will do in 2 steps. You see, I put my matrix for my deep margin elevation. I raise my margin. And here, because I do direct restoration, I will use after a second position of matrix. So now I'm in a good condition. And now I can recreate a good contact point and to finish my thing. What we call the double step matrix. Okay. So now some explanation of the way to do your preparation. So this one is a burr I'm using when I prepare my bonding. The 2 first burr here, I use them on the occlusal surface to be sure I create at least 1 to 5 millimeters for my IMAX. Or if you want, you can use also round burr, 1.8 millimeters to create glue to calculate you have the good thickness for your IMAX. After all the burr you have here, I will use to shape, to give the anatomy of my main cavity. The long one will be used for the cervical area. And important, this burr will be used to create, a good 90-degree angle here. Because when you use only this burr, you have always a small shape, a small angle here that you need to break to create a good 90-degree angle with this burr. Okay. So you can see how look the preparation for the bonding. So everything needs to be very smooth. When you finish your preparation, this angle here at the border is a sharp angle, but all the angles here need to be smooth before you take your impression. Okay. If you want to do 0.5 to 2 millimeter to reduce my occlusal surface. I will reduce my full occlusal surface on a small chamfer, not necessarily all around the tooth. Usually I do more in the vestibular. If you do just the overlay on your tooth still have contact with the adjacent tooth, important before to do your impression, you pass a small strip like that. The lab can see well the limit between your overlay. And if I pass the contact point, I go deeper, before what we call a crown level that you see on the animation. Okay, so always everything very smooth with your preparation. Okay. So you see here is my crown leg. So here we combine a deep margin elevation. We reduce the tooth. See, my limit is roughly 2 millimeters above the gut level, and you do the cementation of your crown. So some word about the way to do the cementation. You can use different kinds of material, relative, panavia, paracord, unisex. What I would like to focus is you find a lot of products on the market like Relining, Marcel, Maxel. They call self-edged, self-adhesive. So it means the company says to you, you have your own leg. You can use etching sealant for your own leg, but after, no need to do any bonding. You just use your material, or you do a cementation, like a cementation of the crown, for example. So it works, but the issue of this is because you have a lot of studies that any kind of self-adhesive agent, if you don't use the bonding, you don't have a good seal, you have some leakage. And in fact, if you read the description from use, they write always can be used as is, or in combination with etching and bonding to improve the bond strength. Okay? So if you want to do the best, you need to use also bonding in complement of this one, especially if you don't have a good retention. And also it's important to use bonding because you will get less leakage. And if you make some leakage, you can get bond failure, you can get secondary inflammation, you can get chronic inflammation, discoloration of the restoration. So it's why always when I do my cementation, I don't like to use this material a lot. I prefer to use bonding to get as less leakage as possible. Okay. So in fact, this one, it was some study where they compare paracord with bonding, because paracord will be always used with a bonding agent, compared to Relining, Marcel, or Maxel without bonding agent. And you see, all the products without bonding agent will get more leakage. If you use relinings with the bonding, you will get a better result than you get with paracord. Okay? So you have two ways to do your bonding. One way you will use porcelain edge sealant or Max on only one cement for the full cementation. Or if you want, you can use etching bonding for your tooth. You can use a primer, or you can use a Mitra edge. Or you use a bonding in one step or two steps. On the step, for your IMAX, after the porcelain edge concealant, you can apply some bonding agent to improve the bonding of your restoration. So now to finish, we will see the case of the teeth where you lose a lot of tooth structure. So if the tooth lose a lot of structure, if I need a post, I can do a crown, or I can do also on a crown. So if you do a crown, which material to use? You can use zirconia, you can use PFN, porcelain fused metal, or you can use good ceramic like IMAX. If we go in the very cervical margin area, you need to be as conservative as possible. On here, the zirconia, we give you some example. Because with the zirconia now, you have the capacity to make the preparation with thinner versus porcelain fused to metal or versus image front. Okay. So you see, if I do my front preparation, I know I will use zirconia. Don't be too much aggressive with your burr, but seem to be as much conservative as possible. 0.7 to 0.8. Okay. On the same, when you do a crown, you can combine deep margin elevation before your preparation to do the cementation of your crown or your deep margin elevation. Okay. On the last thing we will see is the undercrown. The undercrown also is not new. This is more than 25 years that people are doing undercrown. The principle of the undercrown, we will use the pulp chamber like a retention for the crown. So you need at least 3 mm penetrate inside the pulp chamber, and you will do the cementation of your undercrown directly on the tooth. Okay. So if you have a pulp chamber with less than 3 mm, you cannot do it. And also, if you have a tooth who all around is completely at the gum level, it will be also too weak to support the undercrown. You need a cervical margin at least of 2 mm. If you have one hole less than 2 mm, it's okay. But normally you need a cervical margin at least 2 mm for your undercrown. So this is a very good technique when you have short distance. This means the opposite tooth is your tooth are very short. When you have the tooth who are very short, this is a very good technique to do it. Also, if you have calcified canal, your canal, short root canal will be a good technique. And in fact, it's very easy to do. You will see the preparation is very fast. You will get a good cosmetic, good fracture resistance. And also, you have only one bone surface to reduce the number of bones. So here I will do the same. I will restore my tooth with paracord. Like that, I seal the entrance of my root canal. And I will fill all the undercut with the paracord. So you see, I will use very few burrs to prepare my undercrown. Like for the only, I will check that I have at least 1.5 to 2 mm clearance for the thickness of my image. After, I will use a diamond burr to reduce the occlusal surface, parallel to the occlusal gland. If I have a deep cavity in one side, I can do what we call a T-shape like that. So here, in one hole, I have less than 2 mm. And after, I use this burr to trim inside my pulp chamber to give a good shape to receive my undercrown. And here I need a penetration at least of 3 mm. You polish everything. You see the preparation is very simple. And you do traditional impression or digital impression. Okay. And you will do your cementation exactly the same way that what you cement your overlay or your body. It's a very pure cement. Okay. You know. I put my paracord, I do my preparation, my impression on the cementation. Okay. So, as you can see, with all this technique, what I would like to keep in mind today, don't do crown systematically after orthodontic treatment. You have many solutions. If you have a tooth with not so much, you not lose too much tooth structure, you can do direct restoration. If you have a tooth who have moderate loss of tooth structure, you can do only overlay. And if you have a tooth who lose a lot of tooth structure, here maybe we need to do a crown that tries to be as much will do your preparation. Endodontic preparation on restoration preparation to be as much conservative